Good day, traders. This is Rich with some price action on the markets. Currently 4:14 p.m. September 22nd, 2020, Tuesday. And once again, I got into a significant situation against me and fortunately was able to fight back. This had nothing to do with TradeStation, and I thought it was a pretty good trade. But obviously, I got destroyed, and I would have gotten more destroyed had I not lowered my share size. So markets were gapping up a bit. There's a lot of hype with Tesla and things like that. And I was looking at Carvana. Carvana is a car dealership, whatever, who cares? And it was gapping up from like 175 to 210 and actually got much higher in the pre-market. So fortunately, it opened up and the data feed came in and it was just kind of slowly doing its thing. It didn't like there's not a ton of volume. Yes, there's 11 million shares and there's more volume on the stock than usual, which is usually under 2 million. But in my case, I was looking at it, let it open up. I wasn't going to trade early because I knew this thing could be just a whippy son of a bee. So I let it open and price started to control a little bit. The spreads got a little bit tighter. You can see here they're 15 cents. Now they're 20 cents. But all of a sudden, so these are 1 minute candles. And I'm looking at this price range here. I'm looking at this 211 area, right? So prices come all the way back down to 205. So I'm like, okay, this will probably be a good time to consider the next move up, because I was talking about this in previous videos, how it's not the first time, but I take it the second time. And yes, these are 1 minute candles. So if you put them together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is one candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it didn't break through the 211 area until this time. So it was this candle here. So I was looking for the break of the 211. You can see the high, 212.30. Okay. Well, what happened was I decided to go in with 50 shares. 50. I was going to go 100, which I can afford, obviously. And I went with 50 shares. I got in at 211, and it wasn't like I got stuck. It was just, look at the volume. Okay, and look at the low of this candle, 202.84, and this candle is 294. So by the time I got out and filled, my fill was 203.68. Took a $340 loss within like 2 minutes on a rug pull on a stock like this that just killed me. So you can see it pull down pretty hard and fast. This is a 1 minute candle, guys. 1 minute. And eventually created the second 1 minute candle, and it went further down. So I even got out higher than the low, which is always good. But look what happened. It just completely turned around and went to 215 and continued on. So it was a little frustrating, but the good news is I was able to take a second trade in it, hitting the 213 level around 944, and I did get this move here, and I made back like $150 on this trade. I wasn't break even. I actually took another trade, which was with the XRT, and lost about $80 on that. So at one point, I think it was down like 400, and then I got back to just under 3 or just low 300s, and then I was like, okay, what am I gonna do the rest of the day? I got to be smart. But I was looking at my good old friend Beyond Meat. So let's go to this one real quick. Zoom. I took a small zoom trade. CVNA. So I lost 234 on the day with CVNA. But what it really came down to was good old Beyond Meat. Look at this level, 158, got through, and then I took this trade with 300 shares. Voila. And I held and I held and I held as much as I could. I didn't make it up to 162. I think my best sell was like 160.80 or something like that because of this pull down or something like that. But you can see here 360 on this trade. I only took one trade on Beyond today. 300 shares, moved up 4 points. I took 3 of the points, held a bunch. Did come back to my break even like entry right here, so I sold out of those. But 360. So next thing I know, I went from red deep into the green. I was up $40, and I'm like, okay, why didn't I just take this trade today and I'd be up significant on the day, right? So I ended up taking that Zoom trade as well. So BYND saved me for sure. BYND saved me for sure. Zoom, I took a VRM trade for a small chunk of change, and that's really it. And the big one. They talk about lunchtime. They talk about things like that. Don't go to lunch early sometimes. And I was watching this one. I've traded this in the past. Was NNOX, and I go up literally not to go to get lunch, just to get a little snack. This is around 12 o'clock. Well, actually, we'll see what it is. 12 o'clock. So the call was 26 break. It hit 26 here, right? 26 to the dime, or the penny, I should say. Boom, 26. What does it do? Goes all the way up to 28.80 before pulling back, but not to entry. 26.55, and then it continued up to 30. 4 points. 4 points. And this was the miss of the day. I definitely would have been on this because I was watching. I have them on two different charts on my screen. What can I tell you? So it was an interesting day nonetheless. I definitely sat on my hands in the afternoon. I actually didn't take many trades at all. I think there was one trade that really set up, and there was a couple others that did set up. I just didn't take them because I was just happy to be where I was on the day. So at the end result, I was up 80. I think it was $82 or $88 on the day. Let me bring up the the equity curve, and I'll show you how my day went. Okay, so opening trade right here. What did I say? Down 366. 366. I thought 344, so 366. And then I took that VXRT trade. It was down 444. So I almost walked away. I almost said, okay, that's two just terrible trades. And then I found Beyond Meat. And Beyond Meat brought me all the way up to here. $48, right? And then I took a, minimal loss on one, and then I climbed back up to 82, and I think I ended 82. Yeah, 82 is my number. So rough go, but another positive day. Why this happened, if any normal stock, because I was trading 50 shares, guys, 50 shares. So that just shows you what kind of move that happened on me. I would have easily gotten out with $2 loss, maybe even a $3 loss, but like what was it, 211 to 203, $8 loss? Come on. So I would have lost $150 versus 366. But things happen. It just shows you got to be aware of your risk and their size. I thought 50 shares was pretty minimal. I was going to go with 100 shares. Can you imagine? It would have been down like $800. Or 750, whatever it would have been. Fortunately, I was with 50. I mean, on that stock, I definitely should have been around 25. To keep it around the risk level I really wanted to be. It was just opening up. I traded in the past. I didn't do so well on it, I don't think. But that just shows you that things do happen, and you just need to be aware of your risk level. So that pretty much covers the day. And you guys have a good one. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, share it, and I will be back hopefully tomorrow. Week is already going through pretty quick. Have a good one.